Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Meuse, 104 years old.
He told me before the fight. I said, how old are you? He said 104. He ain't kidding. So my question, if Nate Russell, and this is a quick one, why isn't he a pro? He's got so many amateur titles. Does he not ever want to go pro?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I've asked him that before, and, his family is his priority, and he says if he turns pro, he'd have to really devote so much more to a training camp to turn, pro, and everything that comes along with it. You lose a lot more tools as a professional versus an amateur. So
that's smart.
Yeah,
because it's a very demanding and it's a very selfish sport. Because your time is completely committed. So thank you for the answer.
Of course. Well, here's Anthony Vasta, 23 years of age. So a significant age difference here between him and Jerry Meuse. But one thing about Anthony Vasta, we know this guy. He's tall. He's long. And this is another guy that's a gamer. Defensive edge, Connor Barry in his corner. And one of the things that Vasta said leading up to this fight is he's confident. Said he's, taken fights before where he's not as confident, but as long as he sticks to his game plan, he doesn't see an advantage for Jerry anywhere here in this fight. So we'll see if that's the case as these two get ready to tangle.
Well, I'm a fan of Vasta, and I'm a fan because of the creativity. I always say that with him. I always say with all of defensive edge guys. He's creative, so.
Night at the Roxbury. That's what I hear. Every time I hear this song,
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, they're going to do a dance. Oh, God. Night at the Roxbury. They're doing it. Jerry Meuse is a vampire. He's 104 years old. He's been in this game forever.
This is
he looks like Will Ferrell. That's why, because he looks like Will Ferrell. Oh, my God. I think the commission's going, you can't do this. You can't. Oh, my God, look at this.
This is fantastic. I've never seen a walkout and a performance like this leading up to a fight, but here we are.
He just left the cage. He's done. He lost.
Your co-main event is about to start. Anthony Vasta in the cage. He's not bothered by any of this. He's just dialed in, ready to fight, but we got Captain America getting ready to walk in right now, and Spider-Man still back there in his corner.
71-year age difference between the two of them. I don't know who the Spider-Man outfit is, who's in there, but Peter Parker, maybe? I don't know. Jerry Meuse.
That is hysterical.
Fighting out of Sityodtong. I think he's got Mark Cote in his corner, striking coach over there. Bringing a little entertainment to this night. Love it. You're going to gain some fans. You're going to gain some likes on your Instagram. Pete Simbor about to give it to us right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we enter the professional ranks here at Club Aura in Portland, Maine. This fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner to my right. He trains with Team Defensive Edge. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to New England Fights, Anthony Vasta. And his opponent, sitting directly across the cage, fighting out of the red corner to my left. Dancer extraordinaire and superhero who trains with Sityodtong and BTT Boston. Ladies and gentlemen, Gerald Meuse. 3 rounds, lightweights.
This is going to be fun, man. And I'll tell you, here's my take real quick. If it's a knockout, Jerry Meuse. If it's a submission, Anthony Vasta. That's my call right now.
Okay. I could see that. Well, Gerald Meuse, he likes to go by Jerry. He's 3-0. Anthony Vasta 2-3. Vasta out of the blue corner, black trunks, and Meuse red corner, blue trunks. Both of these guys have a similar opponent too. They both fought Josh Beauparlant. Vasta had a round 1 TKO victory at NEF 51, and Meuse had a round 1 twister win at Cage Titans 57.
Vasta opened up his hands a little bit and forced Jerry to go into a takedown.
No, Vasta's got a hold of that neck.
Yeah, he's dangerous, man. He's dangerous with those submissions.
And especially he's got those long limbs.
Very long. Like he might not look like a jacked fighter, but you got to watch out for these guys with those long limbs, man.
No, he's built like a basketball player. I say it every time he fights. That's what I think about when I see him. But Vasta has really impressed me the times that we've seen him in there. You know, he had that loss to Jacob Detmeyer, which was, I mean, that very easily could have been a win for him. I mean, he had Detmeyer on the ropes, and, you know, I know there's some controversy there towards the end of the fight and whatnot, but, you know, he looked very good in that fight against a dangerous opponent. Obviously, he had that win over Aaron Hughes at NEF 47. You know, and he took Nathaniel Grimard the distance at NEF 46, you know. So this is a guy that's been in there with some high-level competition. And, you know, with guys like Connor Berry in your corner teaching you, you're just going to continue to get better and better. Yeah.
Well, he just went out the back door right there, and he could go for a knee bar. He just really, like, improved his position so much better. Very good grappling by Vasta. And he's got a bigger guy, like a big, older man on top of him.
Yeah.
But he's doing real well. He's showing him some things that I don't know if Jerry's seen a lot of this stuff before.
Do we know Jerry's actual age? Like, do we know his real age?
Well, I know. You know, he was on the radar for a couple of our fights back in 2012, so I'm going to put him at approximately 40 years old. I'm going to say he's in his mid-30s. At the top, maybe 40.
Okay.
I think Vasta's going to look for some kind of, like what he did against Aaron Hughes, some kind of the submission he used on him was a Darce choke, like a modified Darce choke from the bottom. And look at this. Look how creative. He gets his legs in there for like a reverse triangle or something. Very limber. I love it. I love it. And the creativity, of course. The elbows are allowed in pros right now, so, you know, you don't want to be on the ground getting elbows from Jerry Meuse.
And this is your co-main event of the evening. Again, NEF 52. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, yeah, man.
Doing the commentary with you, as always, my friend. Another great night of fights. NEF 53 will be back in Portland, Maine, Merrill Auditorium, July 8th. But right now, we still have this fight and one more to go before we close the show.
Watch the back of the head, yeah. He's got him in a crucifix. He's kind of punishing Anthony a little bit, really softening him up. Yeah, Ryan, it's always great doing this. This is like one of the highlights of it's always the highlight of my year doing these fights. I love this so much.
Yeah, me as well. Right now, Meuse landing some short, stiff shots to the temple of Vasta. He's doing a good job of kind of
mitigating the damage.
Yeah, it's not terrible. He's moving around, staying active on the bottom.
Kimura attempt. Gerald's sizably bigger, and that's playing a part right here. The weight seems to be
40 seconds left, Vasta.
40.
And close it in on 30 seconds left in this first round of this professional bout.
Vasta's still moving, still getting up, covering up good, trying to.
Stand to your feet, Vasta. To your feet. Stand.
Meuse is doing a really good job of just controlling them down there. I mean, they keep changing positions, and Meuse is rolling phenomenally well and just staying active, as you see him right here landing shots on Vasta to close the round. So, crystal clear round one goes to Jerry Meuse.
Yeah. I don't know how much damage Vasta took. It looks like he took a little bit. We'll see how much Meuse has in the gas tank. He's funny as hell, man. I'm telling you. He's having fun with it. I think he probably realizes, I don't know where he's at in his career, but you're going to have fun. Might as well have fun. Yeah, he's pretty funny. Funny guy. They're checking Vasta. You know, some hits, some pretty good shots. We're going to see if Vasta comes back, if he comes out for this round. Doctors are checking him. Teammates are checking him. He's definitely having trouble dealing with the weight advantage. It looks like there's a couple extra pounds on him.
All right, round 2. Here we go. Spider-Man has left the cage, and now it's just Anthony Vasta and Jerry Meuse.
So Vasta's got to stay out of that position on the ground. He's got to stop getting stuffed on the ground. So he's got to open up his hands, his legs, and start doing some punishment of his own right here. A little sloppy on that right hand. Not a lot of movement by him.
Ooh,
and that's
shot.
Not good. Yeah.
Oh, big slam there from Meuse.
Yep.
It's looking good in there tonight. Looking to move to 4-0 as a professional.
Gerald Meuse 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cage Titans 58, round 2 TKO win over Jake Hicksenbaugh. I already mentioned he beat.
Oh, Jake Hicksenbaugh is a really decent fighter.
Yeah, for sure. He already beat, I mentioned Josh Bo Parlant.
Yeah.
And then Combat Zone 68 hit a round 1 RNC victory. So he's never gone out of the second round as a professional. As an amateur, he was 4-2-1. He actually had a big win over Taylor Constantino, who has fought here for NEF. And he had a majority draw with Zach DiSabatino, which is a pretty big name right there. So,
well, I don't think this one's going to go much longer. I think he's wrapping up his legs. He's kind of dominating. Vasta's not moving his hips at all. He's kind of stagnant. If Jerry can drop elbows, that's going to really stop the fight right here. John English is probably getting very close to stopping this if he doesn't see much from Vasta.
Yeah.
Not really landing flush, but just the sheer number of
the volume.
Yeah.
Well, you know, both rounds he's been right down here in this position, and Vasta hasn't had any answers. He hasn't been able to get back to his feet. Every time there's just a transition into another position where Jerry's in the more advantageous one. So
yeah, he's definitely dominating him right here. Vasta's a little bit flat, but that's because he's getting beat on pretty good. There's kind of a twister thing he could do here if he can get him to the other side. I don't know if he's going to go for that. But if he can throw, he is going for the twister.
Well, he actually has a twister victory.
Yeah, well, he's going for another one right here. Yeah, this is by twister. If he could pull this off, he had one against Josh Bo Parlant, right?
That's right.
Yes. And he's going for it again with Anthony Vasta. He got it. He got the twister on Vasta.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Jerry Meuse, another twister victory, this time over Anthony Vasta.
Wow.
Big win. 4-0 now for Jerry Meuse.
By twister. Look, they're both sitting there like a couple of kids who just played basketball. Yeah. Yeah, wow. Pulled off the twister. Ben Moore, the twister. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. But you also don't see Spider-Man in the cage very often either.
No, you don't. That's right.
So we're seeing a lot of very unique things here tonight.
When did you see a twister in the UFC? Korean Zombie.
Yeah.
Right? Wow. Jerry Meuse by twister again. Awesome. Oh, and I know the female in there with him was a fighter also. forget her name, but another fighter out of Sityodtong.
Well, I know Vasta looks very dejected in there, but
yeah,
he's still got a very, very bright future. I even though his record now has dropped to 2-4, he shouldn't hang his head. The kid's got a lot of talent.
Yep.
Definitely be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 2 minutes and 45 seconds of round number 2. Your winner via submission due to a twister, Gerald Meuse.
Wow.
Gerald, when you have a entrance as theatrical as the one you had tonight, you better win, and you did just that.
Get ready for this.
2 minutes, 45 seconds into round number 2. Talk to us about what kind of competitor Anthony Vasta was and what happened inside the cage tonight.
Oh, I mean, I knew coming in that kid's tough. People may have been underestimating him, but I certainly wasn't. And his striking's pretty good. You could see I didn't want no part to do with that. So I was all wrestling and ground and pound tonight.
Well, victorious tonight, now off to save the world with his friends. Gerald Meuse, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations.
Hey, real quick. A lot of times, life will throw some tough stuff at you, but you got to keep going. 3 weeks ago, my mother passed away, and I wasn't going to you let that stop me from pulling out of this fight. And so I wanted to dedicate all the time that I spent grieving and training to my mother. And I want to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day tomorrow. Enjoy the last fight, everyone.
Gerald Meuse, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Wow, what can you say? What
Yeah.
can you say about that? That is
Wow. Heartfelt. 3 weeks. And yeah. A lot of respect for Jerry.
I can't even imagine how difficult that must have been.
First time in my career where the fighter in the corners like go to Comic-Con.
Jerry Meuse, big win here in the co-main event.